pancreas to
Produce
insulin, right?
Correct.
Ah.
The skin produce insulin, but the inside produce enzyme.
Oh, take care of pancreas.
Pancreas.
How to
Take
take
care of pancreas. Many people got diabetic. The factory is not working. It doesn't produce enzyme. At the same time, it doesn't produce insulin.
Cancer is terrible.
So those people got any diabetics here must take enzyme because this factory is not working. Okay, next one. When we take cooked food, all the enzyme gone. You cook your food at 47 degrees, which our body is 37.5, right? You just cook a little bit more, all the enzyme destroyed. They call it denatured. The word is called denatured. That means no use already. If active become inactive. That means the enzyme in the food disappeared. So if the enzyme in the food is disappeared, you have to come out your own enzyme from the pancreas.
Do you have enzyme in raw vegetables?
Raw, after you come to that, you see. Okay, next one. So understand that you cook your food, all of us are taking a lot of enzymeless food. Just to not hungry only. All this food, zero enzyme.
Oh my.
Including that milk.
Yes. Once you pasteurize, means you heat it up very high. That means all the enzyme take already, denatured already. All the food here, most of the food we take all no enzyme. So because we are taking a lot of enzymeless food, that's why human beings too smart, going to invent fire. Once you invent fire, when you cook your food, that's the time when problem comes. So your pancreas don't produce that. Your pancreas got to produce a lot of enzyme. Next one. Now there are various types of enzyme. One is called food enzyme. Now if you don't cook your food, the enzyme is still there. So if you got kai lan or cauliflower, the cauliflower enzyme help you to digest cauliflower, nothing else. If you got kai lan, the kai lan enzyme in the kai lan help you to digest only kai lan, but not cai si. Very specific. Got the answer? So people say, I got enzyme from vegetables and fruit. If you got a pear, the enzyme in the pear help you to digest only the pear. Cannot use it to digest apple. With only two exceptions. Pineapple, and also papaya. Papin. Pineapple is
Papaya
and the pineapple. These two got two enzymes that can help you to digest.
everything.
No, only protein. All the other fruits and vegetables only digest itself. The Eskimos don't have got digestion problem because they eat raw meat. Many of the Eskimos, they take the fish, immediately cut, they eat. Inside the meat, still got the enzyme. So you no need to come out your own enzyme. The enzyme in the meat help you to digest the meat. And you have another one that is produced by the pancreas. That means if you take enzymeless food, if you cook your food, actually the enzyme is provided for you. God provide the enzyme in the food for you. But you too smart, go and cook it. Destroy it. So the food becomes enzymeless. So therefore you have to come up with your own enzyme. Your pancreas got to work very, very hard. And when the pancreas has to work very, very hard, your pancreas become bigger in the percentage of the body. Our human pancreas is bigger than all the animals in the world. Because animals take raw food. And so they no need to come out a lot. Just like those people who got big lungs are those people who stay at the bottom of a mountain. Those people in the top of those people who stay at the top of a mountain got very big lungs because oxygen not enough. So automatically the lungs become very big. But those people who stay on the ground level, they got small lungs because oxygen a lot. Same thing. If you continuously eat food that has no enzyme, your pancreas got to become bigger and bigger. Good or not? No good. That means you have to compensate for what you don't have. Normally you take your food raw, you no need to. That's why cancer people, they always say, go and buy fresh vegetable, organic vegetable, squeeze the juice, drink it without cooking. That means with the enzyme inside.
What happened? You order steak, they ask you rare milk. So if
You better cook your thing because our climate here are a lot of bacteria. This one we had to compensate, but of course there is a solution. Take proteolytic enzyme, calcium. Our pancreas don't need to work so hard. Right? And then there's something called metabolic enzyme. Metabolic enzyme cannot replace. In every of our cells, blood cell, whatever cell, there are thousands of metabolic enzymes inside. The enzyme is actually to help you to work, but it cannot help you to do something which your body cannot function. For example, you got kidney failure. Even if you got enzyme in the kidney, it doesn't help you at all. But enzyme is a catalyst. That means it helps you to do the function fast. Without enzyme, the piece of meat you saw, if it's a cooked meat, if you don't have digestive enzyme, it will take 100 years still cannot digest. That is provided your pancreas is not working at all. 100 years is still there. That's why a lot of blood has got a lot of undigested protein inside. That's why all the blood stick together.
You mean it's not the acid in the stomach that
Acid
digests your
make,
food?
acid make the thing solid to liquid. You only liquefy the food.
Oh, but digestive enzyme.
You have to change, after I'll show you, you have to change your food into something else. Then you can use it.
I see.
Metabolic enzyme, you cannot produce, you cannot supplement, your body has to produce it. But if you can supplement a lot of digestive enzyme, then all the resources can use to do metabolic enzyme. But like for example, I give one example, people who drink a lot, the liver has to use a lot of the enzyme to digest the wine and alcohol. So much so that other enzymes suffer. Not enough metabolic enzyme, soon the fellow will have a lot of problem. Metabolic enzyme also not enough, digestive enzyme not enough, because all the resources go and digest your alcohol. Got the idea? Okay, any questions so far? 3 types of enzyme. And cook your food, no more enzyme. Then you have to depend on your pancreas to produce the enzyme to digest it.
Any problem eating a lot of pineapples and papayas?
You have to be careful of pineapple, eat it after food, because it's very acidic. But it's very good. They have bromelain. Bromelain is something that is very good to digest your meat protein. Okay, next one. So just talk about one part called amylase enzyme. Amylase enzyme is found in the saliva. It's inside this digestive enzyme. One of the items is called amylase. Amylase enzyme will only digest carbohydrate, nothing else. All the carbo. Anybody knows what are carbos? You all can understand carbohydrate, noodles, rice, all these are called carbo. You must add in the amylase enzyme, like your saliva. It will change it to what? To sugar, glucose. That's why when you take your white rice, you chew
Yeah,
it becomes sweet, you know.
Chew a long time.
You chew a long time, becomes sweet then. Because why? The amylase enzyme has converted the carbo into glucose. So if people were not enough saliva, I'm quite sure they can't digest carbo. If you can't digest carbo, then the carbo cannot be used.
That's why doctors suggest you eat slowly. Let the saliva slowly digest your enzyme.
Can the body use glucose? No. We have to use insulin to turn it into something energy for you to use. So actually carbohydrate is to give you energy. But only if you have got insulin to convert this glucose. But how to get glucose? You must have this amylase enzyme to digest the carbo. So the stomach acid will only make the carbo into liquid form, not the pieces of rice like that. Any questions so far? So make sure you have a lot of, if you take a lot of carbo, make sure you have a lot of saliva.
So what happened to the carbo if you can't digest it? What happened to the
Oh, big problem. It become carbo, when it cannot digest, too long inside, sometimes 3 days, 4 days still inside, they putrefy, ferment, rot. So when carbo rot, very smelly. It produces a lot of smelly gas, and it produces a lot of toxin. You look at you take some rice, you keep for 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and you see the thing, you can moldy, all this thing. Exactly what happened in the stomach. It become fermented.
What's the cause now of people having acid reflux?
That one is another story. Let's continue. Acid reflux is because too much fermentation. Maybe related to this question. The food is not fermented, it's not digested, so stay there for, supposed to be 4 hours for protein, 1 hour for carbo, but sometimes stay there for 3 days.
It means no enzyme.
No enzyme. So not enough enzyme. So you bite very first swallow. Wow, amylase enzyme, all the saliva. So you swallow amylase enzyme, no time to touch it. Inside no amylase enzyme, only the saliva. So you don't let it mix with the saliva, you go in, not digested. Unless you take 2 capsules of this, inside the amylase enzyme. So this one way to supplement is to make sure you digest all food.
What's the
Digestive enzyme. Anyway, so if you don't digest your food well, the carbo well, it ferment. And when it ferment, it produces a lot of gas. You not only here but there also. Put very slowly. And it also push the gas, push the liquid out. They call it
Burns
they push the acid out. Because you must have a lot of gas to make it the thing big and then push off. Okay? So far, any question? So carbo need amylase enzyme to digest it. I only talk about the 3 main groups, carbohydrate. The next one is proteins. Protein enzyme to digest protein.
One question, that means all this you can't get it in Singapore shop, you must get it online.
The digestive enzyme maybe can get from GNC, all these people.
Digestive.
But very expensive.
Expensive.
If you buy $10, you buy a GNC, maybe $40. The digestive enzyme is quite popular.
Shop, very fast and cheap.
Yeah,
Within 1 week, they deliver to you.
correct.
US,
Correct.
US. Very fast.
I ordered Monday, today.
$10 only.
I ordered Monday, yesterday I got mine. And anyway,
It's the most worthwhile lah. You buy
To-
any shop, even have also very expensive.
how many of you take all this raw? None. You don't take it raw. You cannot take it raw because a lot of germs,
Yeah.
E. coli germs, all kinds of germs. Then since you cook it, that means got enzyme. Our friend is protease enzyme gone already. In all the meat got protease enzyme, in all the eggs got protease enzyme to help it to digest it. But since we're not taking it raw, we destroy it already. So our body had to produce the pancreas. The poor pancreas got to work very hard.
What about frozen meat? Do
Same.
you still have enzyme?
Yes,
You still have.
yes.
So long as you don't cook
Don't
it.
cook. 47 degrees gone.
40 years also still having enzyme.
I think
It's here, China.
I think wrong already. Recently there's one case in China.
Yeah.
All the meat all rotten.
Okay.
That one is wrong. Now the idea is that you need to have protease enzyme, and the protease enzyme plus your protein will change it to amino acid. The body cannot use protein. That's why a lot of people got half digested protein go into the blood. That's why it form all the crystal. All the red blood cells all crystal all form together, stuck together. It forms something called fibrin. Fibrin is actually undigested protein. So make sure you digest all your meat. How? If your pancreas very good, young people pancreas very good, all tip-top condition. The factory produce like crazy. Our age, I can tell you, most of us, our pancreas not working very well. We are going half asleep. So if you are not producing very well, supplement so simple. This one got bromelain, got papain, got all the protein enzyme that you need. One day you can take 3 in the morning, 3 at night. All your red blood cells will be quite free flowing. At the same time, when you want to digest any protein, and you're not sure whether you got enough protein enzyme, take 2 before you take your meat. How many people do that? I don't know. If you are willing,
Meal. This one before meal.
you take together with the protein, because you are going to combine with the fella, then only can digest it. A lot of people who got reflux problem and digestive problem, better take because once you take this, all those problems disappear.
Before or after?
If you take, you want to digest the food, take over the food. But if
Okay,
you,
that means you eat and then after that you
yes.
start with.
but if you want to make sure your blood is free flowing, eat empty stomach. Empty stomach, they'll go into the bloodstream and then take away all the fibrin, all the sticky thing, and all the red blood cells are free flowing. So once you know about this, your blood, if your blood can, if you go around with the blood clot moving around, I think sooner or later we will get a stroke. It's a matter of time only. With all those arteries blocked and all that, you just go there, start, you get a stroke or get a heart attack. So in order to prevent this, make sure that all the cells are free flowing. So these are things that make it free flowing. Not difficult, not very expensive also. This one more expensive. This one about, I think $30 over. Buy the Dr. Best. This one is the best.
This
Dr. Best brand.
It's called best.
Dr. Best.
Doctor
Doctor's Best. Also from iHerbs. I think it's $30 over. But if you eat this, if you like you got headache all this, take 3. Within 15 minutes the headache gone. Last time when I was doing this enzyme therapy, I test the blood. All the blood clot stay. Give them 3 of this. 15 minutes do again. All the blood all swimming around. But I told them, last 2 hours only. 2 hours later, all come back. Because that 3 or 4 capsule can only remove the fibrin for that small period.
That means what you're saying, you have to take all this for life.
Correct. Unless your pancreas number 1. If you know your pancreas are doing very well,
Yeah.
no problem.
You eat organic food lah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Organic food.
Raw.
It is.
Raw.
Raw.
I tested 1 case out of so many thousands, only 1 case. The blood are free flowing. And there is a French lady who is a vegan. That means only raw food, raw vegetable, all that. Only 1 person. The rest are all blood clot.
Sushi.
Sushi, yes. Sushi you got a lot of proteins inside.
How much to go for the blood test?
Last time I do it very cheap, I think about $50 only. But nowadays, I'm not sure whether you cannot get it from hospital. Hospital do quantitative analysis. That means how much of this red blood cell, how many of these red blood cell, the quantity. But this is called qualitative analysis. That means how good is the blood?
Quality of
The quality. It's not quantity, it's quality. They don't care about how good your blood is in this.
count the composition.
Yes.
There
only
are
composition.
places whereby they give you free, but why you have to pay is because you need the analysis. So there are people who sell alkaline water and all these things, they give you free analysis, the same thing. But what they explain to you is they want you to buy their stuff. You see, that can be
Not
their
easy.
gadget.
Not easy to analyze blood. Not easy.
Ah.
Not easy. Really not easy. You must know about
So
those
you pay
crystals and all
because that person explained to you for your own good.
But these are real. You go to Google, you find protease enzyme and all this. They will explain to you.
This Dr. Best under what? Best.
Dr. Best brand.
Yeah. What
They
is
call
that?
it protease enzyme. Best protease enzyme.
Best protein.
Protease.
Protease.
Protease
Find
enzyme.
on the net.
You can take a photo. Any questions on this?
Hey, you guys know that all meat, all our meat got antibiotic inside. The doctor say, why you so scared of antibiotics? You eat all the meat, all the egg, all the chicken, all got antibiotics inside.
Any questions on this?
That's the reason why you shouldn't take raw.
No,
also.
Okay, then we
Our
go to the
genes
next one.
already come back.
One of the big food chain is all fatty acid. Now, most of all these are fat, but not fatty acid. Fat the body cannot use. Only fatty acid we can use. So you need something called lipase enzyme. It looks like this. It's like ribbon. Now this lipase enzyme, if you eat all this fat, it can digest all this fat. If you cannot digest all this fat, all this fat is going to cause a lot of problems in the body, in the undigested form. The body can only use fatty acid, but not fat. Any question? So the the best thing is to get, of course there are other enzymes like invertase to digest, this one in more detail, invertase to digest sugar, and then there's in the optimum digestive enzyme inside got other enzyme like maltase enzyme to digest another form of sugar. So there's a lot of other enzyme inside to make sure that all the foods that you commonly eat can be all digested. That's why it's a very wise choice to take at least 2 capsules of digestive enzyme every day before your food. Any questions so far?
This iFruit, is it American or
American.
But here is in New Zealand dollars.
No,
They have a branch in New Zealand.
no, you just go to American one.
American one.
In US dollar.
US dollar.
Any questions so far? So these are the main 3 groups of enzyme that your body needs. That is actually produced by the pancreas. So if your pancreas is not working very well, I can assure you all these enzymes are not really produced well. So better to supplement. For me, I play safe. I don't care whether working or not, I supplement. But one thing good, the moment you supplement, the body don't have to produce so much digestive enzyme. So all my raw material, all the amino acid, go and produce metabolic enzyme. So metabolic enzyme also produced by the same raw material, amino acid. So if you don't have to produce digestive enzyme, you can channel it to produce metabolic enzyme. If you don't have any metabolic enzyme, you can't talk, you can't see, you can't smell, you can't hear, none of the body function works. So it's good to have a lot of metabolic enzyme, sufficient amount. So if you can make sure the body channel all these amino acid to produce all these metabolic enzyme, you'll be more energetic, you can see, you can hear, you can talk, you can smell without any question. For me, I can see within 1 inch. Far also no problem. I'm not short-sighted, long-sighted. All these are functions of metabolic enzyme. And every one of us can have it. But metabolic enzyme cannot replace, cannot supplement. So the only one that can supplement is digestive enzyme. So it makes sense to eat a few capsules, only I think less than 20 cents a day. Every meal put 2 capsules. Then you can produce a lot of metabolic enzyme, and very few cases of chronic illness will come to you. Because if you have a lot of metabolic enzyme in your body, you can hardly become chronic illness. Very difficult.
So that explains Chua and myself, we still don't need reading glasses. Only I need the reading glasses only when night time when the light is fixed. But other than that, far away the bus also I can see.
Just now somebody was asking me about cancer. Enzyme plays a very important role in cancer. Because cancer cells, if it's a haywire cell, it's free radicals, this proteolysis enzyme will also digest it. You must take it raw in the empty stomach. Empty stomach, that means you go to the bloodstream. So once you go to the bloodstream, they will move around. Free radical. You understand what I mean? They will just dissolve all the free radicals. And also the fibrin. Fibrin is an undigested protein that goes into your blood. If you are interested, I can explain to you leaky gut. Leaky gut means your gut becomes got hole in the intestine, and your shit goes into your blood. Never heard of this, This is called leaky gut. Many people got leaky gut. Very common. That means all the undigested food also go in. Shit also go in. When it's the colon, shit also go in. Now, how to prevent leaky gut? How to prevent the colon, all this from having holes in the colon? There is a way.
How do you know you have leaky gut? From X-ray?
When we test the blood, we see a lot. We see a lot of stool in the blood. Stool, that means shit in the blood. It usually brownish color. Because most of the crystals are not brown, except shit, brownish black.
So you need the digestive system to support this.
Now, that one has leaky gut has something to do with friendly bacteria. To help it to patch up the hole. This one is another story altogether. So today is enzyme. Any question on
So
enzyme
if
so
you
far?
go for blood test, would they
No.
help you?
Our normal blood test is only for quantitative. That means how many red blood cells in 1 liter, how many red blood cells in one, the number. But this is called qualitative. That means your blood good or not? Inside the blood got crystal or not? Got toxic or not? Your blood clot together or not? Normally in the hospital they don't care whether your blood clot or not.
Just maybe sidetracking.
Mm.
What about this qigong? Does it help the organs?
I don't know much about qigong, but I think qi, the qi energy in the body can do a lot of funny things. Things that we normally cannot do. It does preserve the organ. Maybe your pancreas no good, use qigong to make your pancreas work. That means the pancreas no good, the heart no good, use qigong to make sure the fellow work. And if the pancreas work very well, a lot of enzyme.
There could be some mysterious thing.
Correct. Something which we cannot explain. But these are exact science. These are science.
It's very precise science.
Very precise. Short of this, you cannot digest this. If no amylase enzyme, you cannot digest carbo. No lipase enzyme cannot digest fat. No protease enzyme cannot digest protein. Whether it's a beans or meat or whatever, you simply cannot digest it. So if it cannot digest, it stay in the stomach, somehow to 3 days, 5 days. Some people stay for 2 weeks, 4 weeks. Imagine if the food stay in the stomach for many days. It get fermentation comes in, and then all become rotting inside. So it's no good. And this
So
are
from today's talk is like this, no? Actually, our body is being hurt so many times before we actually fall sick. And this is all to prevent it from falling sick.
So if you want to make sure that your body is functioning well, especially when enough enzyme, take digestive enzyme. And then
this Japanese chap always sell the enzyme, made from vinegar and all that. Those are what?
As I already told you, if the enzyme come from, for example, vegetable, if the enzyme come from carrot, you only can digest carrot. If the enzyme they produce from vinegar is another story altogether. It's another totally different story. It's not about enzyme anymore.
That need another 1 hour.
That one long.
This is the rice wine enzyme, they call it. The Japanese always call a lot of enzyme, right?
No enzyme in the vinegar.
It's not enzyme.
No enzyme in vinegar. Now we are talking about enzyme. The vinegar is another story altogether. It works in a different way. You can talk about vinegar.
So this digestive system just now you were talking, is different from this enzyme.
This proteolytic enzyme. Inside the digestive enzyme got proteolytic enzyme also.
So which one have everything?
I'll take both because this one help you to thin the blood and make sure you take away all the
digestive.
digestive help you to digest your food basically.
Okay.
But this one make sure your red blood cells all flow freely.
So
not
you
not
need
blood.
the-
Yeah, you're
so you
asking me
need-
something.
So all you need is to consume the digestive.
Correct. All you do is乖乖 go eat 2 digestive enzyme.
I just want to
Yeah.
understand. So you need the digestive system first to digest the food. And then you need this to
Yeah.
help you to.
Correct. To clean the blood.
So the digestive system is a railway track. This is the railway. You must put the track first one. Then
This-
the wheel can travel on the
This
track.
one take away those food that is not properly digested and go in the bloodstream. This one take away the heavy metal.
This one is
So if you combine all, those that are digested,
interaction.
no, you
Can you
take,
cross? Can you eat all at the same time? No, right?
oh yes, no problem because no side effect one. Enzyme is not a food, it's a catalyst. It only help you to digest, help you to move it faster. If you take protease enzyme with the meat, within 1 hour the meat digested. If your body has no protease enzyme, you take the meat, 3 days, 4 days still there. But pancreas somehow produce a little bit.
I
Yeah.
think a lot of doctors agree with you.
Here we are talking about prevention. They are talking about curing. So if you
Doctors
if you
hear you, they will kill you.
No business.
so if you can make sure that your body function and then don't have disease, no need to see them lah. You know that Dr. Gordon just now the doctor the old doctor he says you want to be very healthy stay as far away from doctor as possible. If you stay as far away as possible you have to do something yourself to not to get sick If you stay near to a doctor no good Okay, now enzyme the way they measure the strength of enzyme is not by gram So don't go and buy enzyme. I got so many milligram of this, so many milligram, all big bluff. Just a car engine. You measure by the weight or by horsepower. Horsepower. You can measure your 1 ton. If your horsepower 0.1 horsepower, no use So same as enzyme. Enzyme depends on the strength. So protease enzyme at least for 40,000. Now these are units that the enzyme association gives so lipase to digest the all, lactase to digest milk. That milk is one funny thing. How many of you has got lactase enzyme in the body now?
We don't know.
0. None of us has got. Only when a 6-year-old, a 6-month-old baby has got lactase enzyme to digest milk. Same with the cow. The cow when it's 6 months old, you can drink the milk from the mother cow. You can digest the milk. But after 6 months, they eat grass. Their protein don't produce any more lactase enzyme. So are we free to eat milk, drink milk every day? Unless you take lactase enzyme. Otherwise, don't drink milk. You cannot digest the milk.
But we love milk how?
Take lactase enzyme.
Drink human milk better.
So even human milk, you need lactase enzyme to digest it. Any form of milk, milk sugar need lactase enzyme. So if you have a formula, try to see whether got. If you like milk, take some lactase enzyme Otherwise, don't drink
They
milk.
were saying drinking goat's milk is better than cow's
You got
milk.
lactase enzyme not? If not, no milk can digest. So you
And
become
there is
fermenting
goat
inside.
or cow is the same.
So long as it's milk, so long as lactose is milk, you cannot digest the lactose. Only when 6-month-old baby, they have got lactase enzyme in the body. Then some people cannot digest fiber, cellulose will digest the fiber.
But we drink milk every day, right? So what happened in
A
the
lot of people get in trouble, especially osteoporosis. It produces a lot of acidic body. Because the milk cannot be digested. It causes a lot of acidic body. Acidic body means the body must draw the calcium out of the bone to make it alkaline, to balance up.
What about soya bean?
Soya bean is not milk. Soya bean is vegetable protein. But vegetable protein, you still need protease enzyme. Unless you eat raw. Do you eat raw soya bean?
Do it yourself.
I don't know because chao qian. But you should take raw.
But you boil it, it will
Body gone already.
Yeah.
The enzyme is gone. So you have to need protease enzyme. So most of the food
take the pill.
yeah, take the food finish.
But that pill take will last you how long? The enzyme will.
The enzyme, you will take, for example, if you go buffet, the digestive enzyme, you need at least 4. Because you're going for buffet, the amount you're going to take is a lot.
The duration is stay in the body how long?
Most of the time you take it before the food, you will digest your food there. But if you know that you're going to take a lot of your food, better take more. But if you're going to take sushi, no need to take this. All the protease enzyme inside the meat, not destroyed yet, it's still inside. So the protease enzyme in the fish will digest the fish. No need to take any extra. But when you cook your meat or your fish or whatever, you need to have enzyme to digest it. Unless you are a young man.
That means your point to take that is to make our pancreas work less, is it?
Supplement whatever you cannot do. Are you sure your pancreas is working? I assure you, when we 40 plus, not 50, 40 plus pancreas already start to, unless you do qigong, or you specially take care of your organ type. Other than that, 40 plus, the pancreas already deteriorating. Not only pancreas, every part, every organ all deteriorating.
So we eat all these enzyme will it be overdosed?
Enzyme is only catalyst, so only help you to digest the food. So if you have no food, you will go and digest whatever in the blood that is undigested. In our blood, a lot of undigested thing, especially protein, undigested protein. That's why all our blood stick together, because of the fibrin. The fibrin is undigested protein, no? So it makes sense to make sure your blood is not stuck together, right? Very simple, just buy one bottle, take every day, empty stomach. The investment you make is very worth it. Not only you will not get chronic illnesses, you will stay young. Your body will not grow old. Because if you don't have enough metabolic enzyme, your body age very fast. When the body age very fast, things come up. Diabetics, high blood, all these kind of things come up. Yeah. Anything? So that's all. Any other thing that you want to know? Okay, so enzymes are measured by their strength, not by grams. If you buy an enzyme, how many milligram of that? Don't buy. Because like car engine, go by horsepower, not by the weight.
So,
What does HUT stand for?
HUT stands for hemoglobin unit. These are just to know, you don't need to remember. Because the Enzyme Society give it the name. Yes.
So, but the fresh milk and the UHT milk, is it
No good.
UHT means pasteurized. All the enzyme gone already.
Not really.
And not only that, the lactose is still there. You and me have no lactase to digest lactose. So you better take some lactase if you like milk. Take some lactase to digest the milk. It's called milk sugar, it's called lactose. So if you don't eat lactase, don't take lactose. Okay, so all these are the units stand for all these. These are the enzyme association of the various, since about 50, 60 years ago, they start to give them units because they need to know the strength. So the higher the strength, the better, more powerful. So don't buy those enzymes which is, the unit is very small. The one which I survey, like the protease enzyme, is at least 40,000 unit. That means it's quite strong. Otherwise, you are wasting your money.
Actually, can we say that all those things that we don't digest, all will turn into shit?
Not all. Some are absorbed inside the body. Especially when you got leaky gut. When you have holes in the intestine, the intestine actually got something like hair, they absorb. That's why you need to be liquid. So they absorb all the nutrients in. But when the hairs disappear, and they form hole, so if the food digested, not digested, all go in. So your body inside your bloodstream has a lot of undigested food.
So that means if we don't have leaky guts, theoretically all the food must go out as shit.
Correct. So you pass more shit, less absorption.
Less nutrition being absorbed.
Yeah, less nutrition being absorbed. True, correct. So make sure you eat the food useful. You don't put the enzyme in, then all go out the other way. Waste your money, better don't eat. Okay, any questions? These are,
just for this enzyme, you just buy the Dr. Best, is good enough.
I think, good enough for the protease enzyme.
Oh, okay.
The digestive enzyme got so many other types. For example, amylase enzyme.
To sum it up, from the talk today, for people like us want to kick start, I mean, got so many. I'm just thinking from the way you do this. If you want to detox, take the MRM detox. That's one. If you
Heavy
want to
metal.
detox, if you want to detox, want to stay healthy, take the optimal digestive system and
To digest your food.
best proteinic enzyme.
Yeah.
These are the two best.
Yeah, this one is to make sure you digest your food. For example, if you ask me how to stay healthy, how to don't want diseases, that these are the steps. Heavy metal cause a lot of problems, dementia, Parkinson, so many problems caused by all this heavy metal. And some are not heavy, also cause aluminium, light metal, also cause problem. And we drink it every day in our tap water, because they use aluminium alloy to purify the water that go before going to the tap. So we're eating a lot of aluminium. So if you don't take this to remove them, it is going to cause a lot of problem. You cannot wait until the day is sway lah. How can I get Parkinson? Sway lah. How can I get Parkinson? You don't sway, no. You can take steps, no.
Too late.
And the moment you start, the heavy metals get taken away. You can see your body energy different, more and more energetic. Because lack of all these metals to cause problem. Then if you got food not digested, you got indigestion, bloatedness, all disappeared within now. Today you take your food with the enzyme, no more. If you every day got those bloatedness, indigestion problem, the moment you take enzyme together with your food, it immediately goes away. No need to wait for tomorrow. That means all your food is all digested. That means how to get fermentation? The food cannot be fermented. They should not be rotting because it's all digested.
So if all digested now, it go all into the body, no shit will come out.
Fiber is shit. Some of those roughage, which your body cannot use, will go as shit.
Shit. And at our age, K2 is important because
K2,
when you break your bone, very difficult to
No,
repair.
every day you must make sure the calcium goes in the bone. And calcium is the one, K2 is the one that activates all the 3 protein. One of them is to bring the calcium to your bone. So if it's not activated by the K2, this fellow go to sleep while this protein is produced but not used. So you must activate it by K2. Then one of them is to activate it to bring the calcium out of the kidney so that they don't form kidney stone. Don't wait until you got kidney stone then come and take lah. I think too late lah. Well, these are from natto. Natto is food. You take it like food lah. Although it come in capsule form, but it's easier to take lah instead of taking the nuts. The nuts, the natto is sometimes not easy to take.
So the enzyme is more a protein enzyme. What about lipids and how where do you get the enzyme?
Optimum, there's a more optimum digestive enzyme. This one.
Oh, this one.
This one is all the enzyme that you need out there. This one very good because the raw material they produce it is from a single cell. It looks like mushroom, but it's from a single cell. So enzyme and single cell, take away one cell, you get the enzyme. So you no need to purify a lot. So this formula is one of the best.
So it looks like you always promote the brand now. Is it a very
The now food is cheap and good.
cheap and good?
4 generations of production and reliable. And it works immediately. And if you take all this together already, you can be assured very healthy.
The acid, does it help?
Oh yes, once you digest your food, you don't have fermentation, no gas, no reflux. The gas is the one that pushes all the stomach acid up. So if you don't want to have the gas form, yeah. So when the stomach acid is not pushed out by the gas, then no reflux. Actually, reflux all this is so easy to solve.
Because of this problem.
Yeah, you digest your food, you solve your reflux. Acid reflux, yeah.
Last time you mentioned about this life extension super K.
Same as
Similar as the
same.
K2.
But that one more expensive. Buy
one
the
tablet one day.
yeah, buy the normal one can cheaper.
Because I'm using this one, so you didn't mention, so I'm not
Can. That one also can. That one super. The money also super.
It's very expensive
But more expensive than the other one.
Maybe slight $1-$2 only
Yeah. Any other things? This one is a strength. That's all. So anything else you want to ask about
This
enzyme?
I heard, you are talking American website.
Yeah.
Maybe it's sent from the American
Yeah, correct. From California.
Do they have a minimum order?
If you order below $200 US, the courier service free.
Below or above?
Above $40, but below 200, the courier is free.
To Singapore?
Yeah, to Singapore. So you only pay for the product, no courier service.
So you buy more than $40 lor.
But when I go to
40
the website,
US
40.
40 US.
40 US about $50.
New Zealand, I hope.
No, you go to the website which I show you just now.
USA one, USA.
That's how the heavy metals cost a lot.
New Zealand website.
I don't know. Trump, they got New Zealand one. We buy all from USA.
It will tell you New Zealand dollar, Singapore dollar, US dollar, whatever, but you choose Singapore dollar. There is one Singapore dollar. But you pay in US dollar, you buy Visa. Then this is the way.
Can you put back the
But
website?
there, the iHealth
The
New
one
Zealand
that we
website,
can
New Zealand
find.
dollars.
And you go to this website, can never be wrong. And
If
the
you
first,
guys want to take the empty bottle, just take because my house
now
got
this,
plenty of them.
this one is referred by me.
So
So,
I press that one, go to the
ah, if once you go into this website, you get a $10 discount for first order.
First order.
They encourage you, I promote, so you all, because of this promotion.
Then from time to time they give us free
So you can
head
buy
shower
all the
lah.
Yeah,
If you order too much, must you pay GST?
$400. Anything above 400 Singapore dollar, you pay GST.
How do they know?
Singapore side lah.
They know, you go by the courier service will pay first, then charge you.
Oh, okay.
If
So you
it-
don't buy so much
you multiply the US dollar by 1.4. And then if it comes out to $400, you better reduce.
Is it because they declare the actual value when they?
Yes, of course.
I thought they
declare.
under declare.
No, no under declare.
The
US law by
The
law.
China one always under
Ah,
declare.
the
It's a
US,
sample.
US no,
Sample.
no, US no sample.
sample.
Anything that's you can
Free
after all
sample.
the courier is free.
Free.
2 order lor. You go by 2 invoice.
It's free.
1 invoice 200 US law.
But then our customs maybe they will tally. They will say
No.
one plus one plus one.
No. They one parcel. If
So
you
you
go,
order every week, customer will
you
know.
can one shot buy together 10 box also can 10 parcel. Each one less than 400 Singapore dollar. No GST.
Press it, come out to this side.
I've been ordering for a long time already, so no problem.
Anything, not just the.
No anything. They almost have a few
You're using the
associate
Google
thousands of
You
thousands
buy-
of supplement.
you buy phone also.
But you cannot get medicine from this. No medicine. They don't sell medicine. They sell only food, health food, supplement, but no medicine.
Google search.
It's not a medicine pharmacy or what.
For research.
And
So
also
you say
when